Okay, welcome back children to the lesson the living organisms and their surroundings. Here I already told you it is about living and non-living things comparison, and in previous class we discussed about the food taken by the living organisms, whereas the chair, pen, table, rock, it won't take any food. Even though you are offering any food, it won't take, right? Now let us see the second character. Let us see second character, that is uh, living things. Second character, living things respire. Living things respire and non-living things that do not respire. Let us see how. In case of human being, there is a pair of lung. There is a pair of lung, and this pair of lung, they involve in exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our body. When you inhale, the oxygen enters into our body, and when you exhale, carbon dioxide come out of the body. So we are breathing. We can able to breathe. At the lungs, there is a substance called hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin, it takes the oxygen. So see here. Here it is the lung. Okay, these are lungs. At the lungs, the air sacs are called alveoli, and here hemoglobin, the red color pigment present in the blood, it is ready with the carbon dioxide. And when you inhale the air, it takes the oxygen in. In inhalation. Now, this oxygen can be taken up by the hemoglobin, and carbon dioxide is sent into the alveoli, means into the lungs. Now, this carbon dioxide, it comes out in exhalation. See, oxygen is entering in and carbon dioxide is exiting out. In this way, respiration takes place in our body to release the energy. So to do work, definitely we require energy. And whereas in the same way, the fish, how do the fish perform the activity? Fish has gills. So at the gills, again there is a substance called hemoglobin. This hemoglobin, same, what it do at the lungs? It thrown the carbon dioxide out of the gills, and it catches oxygen. Matlab, whenever the fish opens the mouth, the water enters into buccal cavity. The fish can able to respire. The oxygen present in the water, because it is living in water, aquatic animal. So dissolved oxygen लेते हैं वो. यहाँ hemoglobin oxygen को लेके carbon dioxide को छोड़ देगा. Like that, earthworm lives in the soil, and whatever the oxygen present in the soil can be taken up by the earthworm through its skin. In the 7th class, we are going to learn more about that. And here, living things can able to breathe like this. Even the cockroach can able to breathe by the spiracles. Sides में holes रहता है उनका. Spiracles कहते हैं. Spiracles से breathing कर लेगा वो. Right? Here, these are the different respiratory organs in the animal. If you come to the plants can able to respire or exchange the gases. It takes oxygen during respiration. Plant takes oxygen during respiration, and it takes carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Plant takes oxygen during respiration and releases carbon dioxide. It takes carbon dioxide during photosynthesis and releases oxygen. Here, this process, photosynthesis, takes place only in the daytime. Whereas the respiration will go on even in the day and night. Day and night the respiration goes on. Here, in the daytime, whatever the oxygen is produced can be utilized by the plant during the respiration, and excessive oxygen will be released into air. And in respiration, it is releasing CO2, and this CO2 is again used for the photosynthesis. Means itself manages the gases, and excessive oxygen will be released. Right? So this process can be takes place with the help of holes or pores present in the leaf, and we call them as stomata. If you look at the stomata, it is a hole which is protected by the two guard cells, bean shaped cells, right? Now it is called stomatal complex. stomatal complex. So this, with the help of stomatal complex, the gaseous exchange takes place. In this manner, living things respire, whereas the rock, the chair, the pen, the table, the phone, the TV set, it won't respire. It don't take oxygen, it don't release carbon dioxide. It may react with the gases, that is chemical process, it is not living process. Respiration is the living process, reaction is the chemical process. Here we should not compare both of them. For example, iron or any material, they react with the oxygen and they form acids. That is other topic. That is about non-living thing. Here respiration takes place in living thing. This releases the energy. वहाँ एनर्जी नहीं रिलीज होगा मेटल करोज होने से. करोजन ऑफ द मेटल वी नो वेरी वेल. उसमें एनर्जी कोई प्रोड्यूस होने वाला नहीं है, लेकिन यहाँ जरूर एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस होता है. इसलिए लिविंग थिंग्स रेस्पायर बट नॉन लिविंग थिंग अनेबल टू रेस्पायर. Next one, living things response. Show the response. Living things response to the stimuli. What is meant by stimuli? Here stimuli is an external or internal factor. It is an external or internal factor which makes us to response. Stimuli makes us to response. For example, आप क्लास में बैठा हुआ है, समझो सार एंटर हुआ क्लास को, then what you are going to do? You will stand and ready to wish him. Before entry of sir, you are in normal inactive mode, but when sir came into the room, you become activated. Sir is the stimuli and your action is the response. Whereas your table, your chair, your bag, your book, do it got up and says good morning sir? No. Why? Because they are non-living things. They won't show any response. For example, if you enter into the dark room from the bright light, बाहर bright light से अंदर dark room में चला हुआ है, मतलब समझो you are going to bed and suddenly your mother put off the light. Then what happens? Immediately you are unable to see the things around you, but after some time slowly you can see, and suddenly your mother switched on the light. Then what you are going to do? You are going to close your eyes because it is bright light. It is bright light. So according to the external stimuli we react. For example, if you see any tasty food, then automatically saliva comes into your mouth. It is called mouth watering. The tasty food is the stimuli, mouth watering is the response. Like that, even plants also show the response. If you grow a plant near the window, from where the sunlight is coming, then slowly the plant bends towards the sunlight. It bends slowly towards the sunlight, like this. So it is called phototropism. What is meant by phototropism? Reaction to the light, like the thermotropism, hydrotropism, geotropism. The roots grow only in the soil. The roots grow towards the gravity. Why? It is called geotropism, moving towards the gravity. Some plants grow at the water, that is a hydrotropism. Yes? So like this, the plant shows the response. For example, we can take the best example of the plant is phototropism, and roots grow in the ground. This is geotropism. Right? Like this, to the stimuli plant responds, whereas the rock, pen, box, book, board, they won't respond. For example, cockroach. When you switch on in the kitchen, the cockroaches will run away from the light area to dark area. Why? Because they are nocturnal animals. They won't live in the light. They don't like light. Immediately they search for the dark and damp area. ठंडा रहना और डार्क रहना, वो एरिया में बहुत रहता है कॉकरोच, उसका रेस्पॉन्स है वो. Like that, earthworm also, it always prefers to be in the soil. These are the responses shown by different organisms. Have you understood? And this response to the stimuli cannot be shown by any non-living thing. No non-living thing can able to show the response. That is the difference between living and non-living thing. And let us see, the living things move. We already learned about body movements. So all living things, they can able to move, but plant unable to move, because it is fixed at the particular area, but parts of the plant can able to move. For example, sunflower moves as per the movement of the sun. So however the sun moves, the sunflower also moves, right? And sometimes some plants show in the previous topic that we discussed about the response to the stimuli. Here some flowers they glow during night time, some flowers they glow during daytime. For example, dandelion flower, dandelion dandelion flower. This dandelion flower, in the night time it won't glow, whereas during night time it grows according to the sunlight, right? It glows, it opened. During night time it closes, during daytime it opens, during daytime, during night time. Whereas some other flowers, uh, moonflower, this moonflower, it closes during the night time, it glows, during the night time it opens, during the night time it opens, whereas during daytime it get closed, like this. So plants can able to show the response by different ways. Here movements, plants show movement. Actually all animals, they run, they creep, they crawl, they roll, they hop, they jump. Different varieties are there, already we discussed in the body movements, right? And now here the plant show movement. A little movement can be shown by the body parts of the plant. For example, mimosa pudica, it is called touch me not plant. What it is called? Touch me not plant, touch me not plant, right? The leaves of the mimosa pudica, in normal condition it is open, the leaves are open in condition, whereas whenever you touch this mimosa pudica, then all the leaves they get closed, like this. And again after 30 minutes, after 25 to 30 minutes, again it become normal opening, right? Like this. Mimosa pudica, touch me not plant, it shows the response, whereas no other can able to show the response and no other can show the movement. For example, here it is non-living thing, sir. What you are saying? See, it is moving or not? Yes, it is moving, but whenever the muscular force is applied on it, when there is an external force, then only they are going to move, or otherwise they won't move. Whereas whenever we want, we can able to move. For example, without starting the bike, if you say okay run bike, do it runs? No. If you say to me run, I can run, because I am a living thing. It is non-living thing, I can able to move it, unable to move, like that. So movements are shown by the living organisms and their movements are absent in the non-living organisms. We'll discuss next, that is living things. Wait, Nana. Living things can able to excrete. Living things can able to excrete. Living things can able to excrete. What is meant by excrete? Excretion. Have you listened the word? Nana? Excretion or excrete. Excretion is nothing but sending out the waste material out of the body. Disposal of the waste material out of the body. So in our daily life we are performing many activities. So in our body cells are there, they generate many harmful waste material are produced. समझो अपना घर में डेली कोई डस्ट या वेपर्स, vegetable waste, some waste is produced at the home. What happens if you don't clean the house for 1 month? What happens? It is totally become dirt and it is filled with the wastage. So daily we have to dispose the dust into dustbin. Like that, in our body, whatever the waste material that are produced, it definitely should be disposed out of the body, and that system is called as excretion. For example, if a cow, buffalo, it eats something, it excretes the waste material, cow dung. We call it as cow dung, and cow urine. In the form of urine, it excretes the excessive water. In the form of dung, cow dung, it excretes the undigested food. Even we also urinate and defecate. In the urination, excess water will be go in the form of urine, and the indigested food will be sent out in the form of fecal matter. Here, like that, the animals can able to excrete, whereas in case of plant can excrete the things by different ways. For example, number one, it excrete when it want to excrete the waste material. Actually plant never excrete the waste material directly, it don't have any facility, it won't urinate like you, right? You don't have that facility. That's why simply it stores the waste, in the form of fruits, in leaves. It stores the wastage in the fruits and leaves, right? Seriously, whatever the fruits that you are eating, that is waste material of the plant. For the plant waste material, for us best material. Okay? And second way, it can able to shed off the leaves. It can shed off the leaves. So before spring season, it is going to shed off the leaf. Total leaves will be shedded off. During the shed off of this leaf, the waste material will be stored in the leaf and it excreted in this manner. Have you understood? So like this, plant can able to excrete in different ways, and sometimes it excrete the waste material in the form of substances like gums. Have seen gums? Whenever if you cause the wound to the neem plant, then it releases gums, resins, and alkaloids, and latex. व्हाइट कलर मिल्की सब्सटेंस मिलता है. अगर कोई प्लांट को ऐसा ब्रेक किया तो व्हाइट कलर लेटेक्स आता है. ऑब्जर्व किया क्या आपने? अंजूर का पेड़ या जास्मिन का पेड़ आप कट किया तो लेटेक्स निकलता है, दूध का जैसा रहता है वो, राइट? सो in the form of this material it can able to excrete the waste, whereas the non-living thing it unable to excrete. Why? Because it is non-living thing, it never excrete, right? So I hope you understand the lesson. We'll continue in the next session. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Thank you.